some people you know starting to unlock their history and heritage at the National Archives.
This is Adrian Green and I'm here with GineOn magazine. They're going to help me find out where I come from. Why is it important to know where you came from? You got ahead of you, and you got behind you, and you got around you. The more you know, the more you understand, and the further back you understand about where you come from, the more perspective you have on where you're going. When you're in a place like America, in a big country like America, you could drive from Miami to New York and don't feel no way. Like, yeah, all right, we can take a trip and we can go south. But you live in Barbados and somebody tell you go to a party in St. Lucie, you like, nah, be that too far. Because the space and time that you're oriented in changes your perspective on yourself and what you can accomplish. That make sense? All right. It makes sense to me too. I don't know about nobody else. Everybody got to answer the question for themselves. The more you know about your lineage, the more you will understand about yourself and where you get your stuff from and what to do with it. There's a lot of information that is cut off from us, purposely cut off from us, because in order to make a person a slave, in order to make a person feel comfortable just doing what you want them to do and nothing else, or more comfortable, it helps to cut them off from the history, cut them off from the knowledge of their lineage, limit their perspective on themselves and their worlds, so they will look to you for perspective on themselves and the world. And that's still an issue that we have today. Someone made the point to me that today we have a lot of children who could tell you who Spider-Man's parents were and who's his grandparents, his aunt and uncle were, and they could tell you all about the X-Men and the family of the characters in the X-Men. But if you ask them what a grandmother name or what a grandfather name, they can't tell you. And the point is that as human beings, we take in stories and we tell stories. And the stories that we take in and the stories that we tell shape our consciousness. So if you take in somebody else's story and you tell somebody else's story, and that story takes on more importance and more relevance to your life than your own story, then you're well on your way, if you are not already, to becoming a slave of that person and their stories, or the stories they want you to know. So it's important that you know your own story.
What we have to do now is get very mathematical, and that is the whole thing about genealogy. Sometimes the user may not have all the information, so you have to do a lot of calculations.
By studying that, you got computer archives, you could go and train a name and it will bring it to the database.
Well, actually, there are some genealogical websites, say familysearch.org, there's asylum records that are. What we can do is perhaps go inside, or we can even get the baptismal index to check, say anywhere around 1890 earliest, and we could go up to 1903. And then we can continue the search. And of course, we would have this information in digitized format on the computer as well as on microfilm.
It's kind of cool to look through the old books, though.
Yeah, you know. So what you're gonna do is scan carefully for your grandmother's surname.
These are hand.
Yes, handwritten.
Alberta.
From the Alberta, so we'll take note of that. You never know.
Not surprising, graphic long list.
Yes, and that's a fairly common surname here in Barbados. In family history research, you have to really keep your eyes peeled, and you would know that at some points in time, persons would have used a lot of nicknames, and that would have thrown a lot of descendants off Because if you knew a grandfather by the name of Son, you know, you would tell yourself that that is a nickname, you know, or some persons would have had 2 or 3 Christian names and they would have preferred one over the next.
I think my father only found out in his adult years what his real first name was.
Wow.
He found that what he was calling himself was really his middle name. This could take a while.
It could, and family research is like that. But the good thing about it is that you can take it up when you want, you can pursue it when you want and put it down when you want.
So you were the person who transmitted all this information on the computer?
No. We had a digitization pilot project. So a particular person would have, you know, put on this information. But we also have it, as I said, on microfilm. This is the microfilm reader. So this would be the machine that actually reads the film.
You've had enough fairly rough, so it's hardy material.
Yeah, it's fairly hardy. But I would also like you to see how some online source material looks. Right, but this is what we have in digitized format. I'm going to show you then an actual website. So as opposed to checking in the book, you know, you can manipulate the page, you know, bring it up and down.
Yeah, put in the born one thing.
Okay. It was Albertina or Alberta?
Well, we found Alberta, but I was looking for Albertina.
Okay.
We were just checking just in case maybe.
Right, okay.
My grandmother's in Alberta.
And you go here, Barbados. This is how the search would look. You basically put in the family name, the surname and the Christian name, the birth range, the country, and there's a search. You have especially burials from 1875 to 2011 buried in Barbados in Westbury Cemetery.
Just Westbury Cemetery.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely come back and continue the research that we started this morning because it's something that I don't think you can get it over with in a couple of hours. Oh, the handwriting on the books was kind of cool. No, man, we didn't really find that yet, you know. We know star.